aboard the Comic-Con train. We're on our way to Comic-Con at the Javits Center. There was a guy playing Superman theme from 1978 on a keyboard thing. Lots of people in costumes. Unfortunately, it was only a short walk. It's raining out. But here we go. Comic-Con 2025.
I got it out to you right now. Good morning and welcome to Comic-Con.
Look at me. In this moment, all unsure. We've come a long way since
Hi there.
Who can say if we'll make this
I'm sorry.
it's better if you know this from the start.
Homeland? Are you home? Are you Homeland? I can't remember. Is that what his name is? Oh, Magneto. Oh, I gotta make sure I don't get magnetized.
Always searching deep inside for something new. If you run, you'll never know how the story ends.
Hey, Cap, how are you?
You'll never see that the world was always at our feet. If you run, you'll never know how the story ends.
Hey, spider people. Oh, what a great picture. And how old's the baby? What? Oh, that's great. You're doing great. Are you the guy who turns flame, right? Awesome. Where y'all from? All right. Batmobile, all that stuff. Tell me about why you guys do that stuff. Why is it?
Because we love it. Because we want to have them. Because we want to collect them.
Yes.
Because we cannot get enough of them.
And the Star Trek models, of course, mean a lot to me. I was a Batman fan and then a Star Trek fan, and I have a little Corgi Batmobile, and I have a little Enterprise, but I don't have the models that you have. Tell me why there's a difference.
Well, because, you know, ours is the most extensive, deepest, most comprehensive collection of Star Trek vehicles and ships ever made. From the most popular one with the original series 1701 to the most obscure ship that maybe appear for like 30 seconds on episode 4 of season 1 of Next Generation, we have them. And so that is always been from the beginning, the inception, when we started designing this collection. This is what we always wanted to do, to have an encyclopedic view of all the ships ever made.
My readers are LGBTQ, and we find that our readers are more collectors than maybe the straight folks are. And is there anything about fan home or about your work that appeals directly to the queer community?
Well, I mean, Fan Home, De Agostini, we are an inclusive, DEI company. It's open to everybody. So, guys, yes, come and check us out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's better? All right. Who are you gonna call? How do you identify?
Peter.
And you identify as trans as well,
Yes.
is that right? So can I ask you, are you seeing acceptance here at Comic-Con? Have you felt accepted?
I mean, I not feel like not accepted.
Okay, that's good. And have you felt like this is something that other LGBTQ people would enjoy?
So, okay. I think other LGBTQI+ people would enjoy cons, but honestly, little insider tip. Last year and this year, New York Comic Con have kind of felt less good than previous years.
Why?
Well, the quality of the booths have been going down. A lot of the larger companies, like a really big couple of examples in the gaming sphere, Hoyoverse in prior years had fairly large booths and audiences showing up here, but last year and this year, they have basically no presence here. And there are a couple other examples, like Marvel is a really big one.
Right.
Last year and this year have a much smaller presence here. And there are a couple other companies that are very similar.
And you consider yourself a gamer, right?
Yes.
What's the name of the game that you are cosplaying right now?
I'm cosplaying a character from the universe of Abiotic Factor, which is a survival crafting exploration video game based, heavily inspired by the Half-Life series of games.
Got it. And you're cosplaying as a member of the Star Trek Strange New Worlds crew.
I'm cosplaying as a member of the Star Trek Strange New Worlds crew. I just got into the show and I love it. So.
Tell me why you like it. What is it about? We were talking about how similar it is to the original series, or TOS.
Okay, so I was a fan as a child of TOS, and I know now as an adult how kind of not great it was, but I still am a fan of it. And it had a feeling about it. I mean, Gene Roddenberry had subtle politics in it that you just didn't really quite realize.
And diversity,
and
yeah.
diversity, and a lot of things that were part of the ethos of the show. And I feel like in the interim years, the interim shows were great and all that, and have fans, but they didn't have that same ethos. Whereas I feel like Strange New Worlds is kind of back into that It's a great story. You don't have to engage with it on a political or social level, but if you do, there's also something there for you to absorb, and I love that.
Will you watch Starfleet Academy?
Probably just try it. Why not?
Give it a shot.
Look at me. In this moment, all unsure. We've come a long way since I pulled my
Thank you.
chains apart. Who can say if we'll make
Okay, thank you.
things last forever? But it's better if you notice from the start. It's not easy. It's never easy to change. Always searching deep inside for something new. If you run, you'll never know how the story ends. If love will walk, if you hide, you'll never see that the world was always at our feet. If you run, you'll never know how the story ends. If love will walk, if you hide, you'll never see that the world was always at our feet. Made a choice. Only now can I forgive me. It took me more than strength to leave my past behind. And you are here, and I want to make you happy. There's a weakness in your smile I seem to find. It's not easy. It's never easy to change. Always searching deep inside for something new. If you run, you'll never know how the story ends. If love will walk, if you hide, you'll never see that the world was always at our feet. If you run, you'll never know how the story ends. If love will walk, if you hide, you'll never see that the world was always at our feet.
Gotta raise your hand, it says. Training complete. How'd you do? 12 total hits. Your daughter got fewer than that, so congratulations, cadet. Neither do I.
Grab your stuff, come to the VIP area right now. Let's go. We're gonna get you guys under. Come on up and grab a seat. I want there's a whole damn Starfleet right up in here. Come on over here. If you're even if you're cosplaying as one of the characters from Star Trek, come on up here as well. Filling all these spots, my friends. Please welcome the host of the Happy Sad Confused podcast. Put your hands together for Josh Owen.
Hey Comic-Con, how you doing? You guys good? Welcome to our Star Trek Universe panel. I love Star Trek, I love Comic-Con. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They go together, don't they guys? Come on. Kicking off on New Year's Day with a customized float in the Rose Parade. How about that, guys? Come on.
Here it is.
Look how cool that is. We also may just have some talent on that float as well. We all can't wait to hear about that, so stay tuned for more on that. I'll be watching on New Year's Day. I know all of you will be as well. And trust me, there are many more exciting 60th anniversary announcements to come, so stay tuned. Come on out. Akiva Goldsman, Akiva, come on. Henry Alonzo Myers, come on out. And the amazing cast of Strange New Worlds, it's Ethan Peck. Ethan! Celia Rose Gooding, Celia, join us! Melissa
up, New York? I love my city.
We love you!
That gives you a little energy boost. You're in the middle of production, you get off a plane, you feel good. That's nice to experience, isn't it?
For sure, for sure.
Amazing. Welcome, guys. Alex, let's start with you. Look, you've had a lot on your shoulders these years. You're the creative force behind Star Trek as we know it today. Talk to me about heading into the 60th year. What's that responsibility like? Honoring Trek, and I mean, you've had a lot of time to think about this. Why is Trek lasting so well into its 60th year? What is it about Trek for you all these years in?
I think Trek has lasted as long as it has because it is a pure expression of who we are as a species and as people. And there's an essential optimism about Star Trek that we need in every generation. In some respect, we all wish we didn't need it as much as we do, with the world as divided as it can be. But we need it because it guides us to our better angels. It tells us that there is the possibility of us taking all the things that divide us and putting them in the rearview mirror and allowing ourselves to evolve to a better place. And that's a message that is timeless. It's going to go on for another 60 years and another 60 after that. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, which is why we are so lucky to be doing this job. It never gets old, ever. To get to go to work every day and work on Star Trek and imagine a future that's brighter with people who, and if you went to any of the sets and talk to any of the crew members, you'll find that everyone is an unbelievable fan. And they know what a privilege it is to be working on these shows. And so, I mean, it's kind of a prerequisite of doing the shows is you have to love it. You have to love it. You have to love it in your soul. And you have to believe in its message, and you have to want to keep telling stories and to keep taking it to another place. And I don't know, I just consider myself to be I love my job, I love the people I do it with, I love Star Trek.
It's crazy times, and it's always there for us dealing with issues in profound ways. And there's something comforting, I know for me, and I think for everybody here, that Trek soldiers on.
Yeah, I think that the thing about Star Trek is it's never been value neutral. You know, it comes out of the gate promising our best. And as Alex said, particularly now, the idea that our best can triumph over that which is darkest within us.
What can you tease about where we find Spock in season 4? You're allowed to say everything, it's okay.
I'll comment to Spock's sort of experimental years that he's in Strange New Worlds. I think these relationships are helping us find the Spock that we end up with in the original series. Great job, thank you very much. It's so interesting because he's had these very intimate relationships with Chapel and then La'an, and then with that he will then have with Kirk. And I think that these relationships will inform his relationship with Kirk in a really interesting way. And I think they meet, and there's sort of this instant connection, sort of like a platonic falling in love, I like to call it. And I'm so excited to see Paul bring his wit and his charm to this character, and to bring us closer together, Spock and Kirk. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see more of that. I don't know if we will, but it might be in season 4. I'm not sure.
Celia, let's talk about Uhura. The great Uhura, come on.
It's so nice to me, thank you.
Just want to live in this room, don't you? It's a good place to be.
You want to sing that song?
The Whitney one?
The song that everybody was singing out back.
Oh,
when we were out back.
Jesus. No, so whoever was in the audience would have put me to shame. You did such a great job.
We'll give it a shot.
And I will always love you.
Anyway, no big deal. So Celia, you personally pitched the idea of her having a romantic arc this
I
season.
did let that secret slip, yes.
So what inspired that request? How did it feel to explore that side of the character?
It felt so right. I mean, Uhura is affectionately known as the heart of the Enterprise, or the voice of the Enterprise. And I think it was really important to me after the first couple of seasons that we had, where she was dealing with a lot of grief and insecurity and a real lack of foundation that she felt within herself. And when season 3 came around, I yanked Henry and Akiva into a Zoom call, and I said, if you make me mourn one more person, I'm gonna lose my mind. But I really wanted to show off a more recognizable side of herself, which is her heart, her curiosity, her playfulness, her flirtation. Nichelle Nichols was such a freaking fox, and it was so important for fans to see pieces and flecks of the version of herself that she will then grow into in the Strange New Worlds Uhura, in my Uhura. And it felt right to be like, she's growing up, she's growing her hair out, let's let her flirt a little bit, let's show that off. And it beyond how fun it is to play opposite someone like Minor Lucan, who played Humberto Ortegas, was so fun to play opposite, and we fell into our chemistry immediately. I think it was really important to just continue to make that character more and more recognizable. I mean, the perks of playing a legacy character is that you know who she will grow into, but the fun thing that we get to do as the person who plays her and the people who build her, we get to decide how she gets there. And I think what we see in season 3 is just exactly what we were hoping for, a piece of herself that is still in that awkward in-between phase of what we know as our early 20s. It's like the teenage era of your adulthood. It's so awkward. And it was really nice to be able to live in that sort of spongy, tender, warm place in a positive light, as opposed to the still equally valid, equally human, equally important piece, which is growing into yourself and learning to love yourself and learning to acknowledge what makes you so important and special to the team that you work with. I think in the musical episode, we really see the reckoning that she comes to and keep us connected, where she finally looks to the heavens, or the whatever that big light tube is in the engineering room. What is it? What is it, Martin? The
It's
thing?
light tube, that's what it's called.
Warp core? Thank you. Y'all know. Bless you. When she's looking into the heavens that are the warp core, and she's like, oh, that's what I do. I keep us connected. It for the next thing for her to be a warm openness, to keep that openness available, reflected outward, it just felt so right. And I'm so lucky that they listened to me and gave me what I wanted. Thank you, fathers. Thank you, dads.
Well, look, this is probably a good time to remind everyone that just coming up with an idea is usually where it starts, and what we then lean on is a bunch of incredibly brilliant people. I mean, Jonathan Lee, who designs all of our sets, Jay-Z, John Zimmerman, who does all of our, Jason Zimmerman, excuse me, who does all of our VFX, Glenn Keenan, who does all of our, he's our DP. Everything you see and the way it looks and the color and everything comes from him. But one of the people who is just heart and soul of our show, Bernadette Croft, who does all of our design, every suit you see. I mean, it's you don't remember this sometimes when you're looking at it. You're looking at Star Trek, nothing was purchased. Every single thing that someone is wearing was made by her and by her designers. It's a huge number of people, and it takes a lot of time and effort and everything. And that's what it takes just to make it look realistic, So, I mean, if there's anything more we can tell you about her, that's what I would lean on.
I brought my glasses with me so that I could see you all, but I can't see you anyway. It's pointless. The lights are right in our eyes anyway.
It's better not to see them. There are too many of them. There are a lot.
Terrifying.
I'm giving you a great opportunity here. You can will into existence a Scotty-centric episode. Celia basically made her arc happen, so this is your opportunity now. What's the Scotty-centric episode you'd like to see?
I would like if we visited Scotland at some point. That would be cool. You know? I don't know if there was like some kind of barmy with the Loch Ness Monster or something, you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm not a writer, I don't know. But there's so many great, talented Scottish actors, not to replace myself with, but...
Martin, quiet, put it down.
What have I done? But you know, it would be nice to involve some of the great Scottish talent that I know. And also it's beautiful, you know. Round Loch Lomond is amazing, all of the Highlands. You could get some great shots there, you know. It would rain most of the time, but yeah, just bring an umbrella.
Sold. We're in. Greenwood. As I said before, I believe all of you flew in from the set today, basically. Talk to me a little bit about it. It must be a little bittersweet. You guys are in the last days, the last months of making this show that's so close to all of your hearts. It's changed all of your careers, I would expect. Just give me a sense of literally, you know, like how you've been feeling as you approach these final days of Strange New Worlds.
I mean, being on the bridge is every day that we're on it, you know, you're kind of just like, how many more days are we gonna have where we're all together? But since the beginning, and I've spoken about this whenever anyone's asked me, like, you know, we talk about what is it like, what was it like the first time stepping onto the bridge of the Enterprise, and you know, all of my fellow castmates were like, it was incredible, it was fantastic, I couldn't believe it. And I walked on, you know, just regular, anxious, stressed out Virgo me, and I was just like, how do I fly this thing? And that stress has never fully left me, which I think is a good thing. And so one of the many, many great things about our cast is that they are just consummate professionals. Like, you know, we get this question so often at conventions. They're like, who's the biggest practical joker, you know, in the cast? And we're like, who has time for that? You know, and it's the same thing as we're shooting season 5. Like every day we're still like, our mission is to put out the best possible stories we can. And to do that, we have to be fully present every day. So it's like this weird mix of like, and we also really get along, which is very helpful. You know, we all like each other, which is a big part of enjoying life. And so it's this thing where it's like, it's bittersweet, but I think only you know, when the final episode and the final shot and everything happens, is it, you know, are we going to be able to really be like, oh, it's over? But if you enjoyed every day, and I think, Henry, you said this earlier in an interview, if you enjoy every single day, you know, you're not going to miss out on anything. So that's how I'm looking at it. It's just been a fantastic ride, and you guys are going to keep watching it forever, and that makes us too. So, you know, so it's not an end; it's just a continuation.
Melissa, some juicy stuff in season 3 for you. Talk to me a little bit about. You get a script like Terrarium. That's a moment, I would think. What did you make of that?
309 for me was, you know, I know something that the fans have been asking for a very long time. It's funny because when we started shooting and we were finished with season 1, it never occurred to me that Ortegas got any less screen time than the rest of the crew, and I think that's a testament to the writing and just the fact that our crew works so well together. We play off of each other, and you feel like in every episode we give exactly what is needed, you know? But it was when season 1 came out that fans professed their love for Ortegas, and I am forever grateful to them for that. Like I always say that what we do is half of the work, right? And the fans in this franchise are the other half. And to be on a crew with so many legacy characters, with characters that people have grown up with and who they have such an adoration for, and then to be creating this new character, like you were saying, you know, it's great to play a character where you know where they're going. I love that for Ortegas we don't know where she's going, and so in season 3, Henry and Akiva they just worked out this really beautiful arc that ended with, you know, I didn't expect. I wanted I wanted a bigger story. I didn't know they were going to give me an episode, you know? It's just like I wanted to like incrementally get bigger and bigger, but the fan response critically and especially from the fans was just absolutely overwhelming. Like I was stunned for about a week, and from old and new fans alike. But it just gave me an opportunity to, I mean, we know how amazing our crew is, like our film crew, our TV crew. But I got to play for 2 weeks. You know, the rest of my cast went on vacation, literally, for at least a week. And yeah, we got to see this arc with Ortegas where she's dealing with trauma. She's dealing with grief. And Ortegas has a backstory, right? She's the helmsman and she's also a soldier. And so there's been, you know, storylines and pieces of her that I've known about since the beginning. I've spoken with Henry and Keeve about, and they've always influenced what I've done with her and what you've seen on the bridge and what you've seen throughout the show. But getting an opportunity to play a side of her where she's been through so much, but for the first time we see that she feels really, truly broken and how she comes back from that. And you know, Alan McElroy, our fantastic writer, Andrew Coots, our amazing director and editor, who were my dream team for that episode. They just, they brought out the best in me, the best in Ortegas, and yeah, I really can't think of a better franchise and a better show to work for.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for joining us, and we're gonna move on to some more exciting Trek news, guys. Alex is sticking with us. And by the way, as if you all need a reminder, all 3 seasons of Strange New Worlds are available to stream on Paramount.
Fantastic. Noga Landau. Noga, come on out.
Give it up for Noga. All right, guys. We're going to fill some chairs here. We have an amazing cast. Here we go. Playing this season's villain, the one and only Paul Giamatti. Give it up for Kareem Tiane. Carice Brooks, join us, please. George Hawkins, come on out. Bella Shepherd, come on out. Make her feel welcome. Zoe Steiner. Sandra Rostock. And last but certainly not least, our Chancellor of Starfleet Academy. It is the legend that is Holly Hunter, everybody!
It takes place kind of picking up where Discovery left off, and they are reopening Starfleet Academy. You'll see some familiar faces because of that.
And I think, you know, what we love about this show is that on any other Star Trek show, you meet the bridge crew and they're fully formed human beings and they've chosen what they want to do with their lives, and these are characters who are really still figuring out who they are and what they want to do. And it's a very interesting way to tell a new kind of a Star Trek story that feels both really new and fresh, but also very, very familiar.
Seen the first episode. The show rocks. This show really, really delivers. You are in for a treat. The show premieres January 15th on Paramount Plus. Let's get into a little bit. Now we know the school is the ship. That's an interesting twist here. Talk to me a little bit about how that plays out, how that influences the arc of this show.
Well, we were, you know, you think of a Star Trek show and you think of a crew that goes to space, and then I think part of the question that many people wrestled with well before our tenure in Star Trek was, how do you do a show that's just in a classroom all the time? And so we thought, well, if you made the ship a teaching hospital where you have to go out into the field and learn in the field, but then you dock in San Francisco, you get the best of both worlds. So the ship is actually part of Starfleet Academy in San Francisco, but then gets deployed out into space for individual missions. And that's how our cadets are thrown into real world jeopardy and learn how to actually be Starfleet officers.
I'm about to say something I never thought I would say. Holly Hunter, welcome to Star Trek. This is so cool. Holly, welcome. Talk to me a little bit about what drew you to this role. You are Chancellor and Captain, Starfleet Academy. What was the draw?
Well, I mean, I would say that, you know, I was watching Star Trek with my father when I was 8 years old. And it's extraordinary that this franchise is still very much, this story is still being told, and people have a hunger for it, have a desire for it, for all these generations. So that was, just the pull of that was really exotic, interesting to me. But I also believe that the challenge of playing the captain, and in this particular situation, the part they were offering me, she's 422 years old, and that was so interesting. Like, what kind of life you could live, to see people be born and die, and be born and die, and go in and out of your life, and what that could do to who you are and what you bring. And so I think that the character is incredibly young, and it was such a great intersection for me to feel that way as the character. These people who are truly young and truly starting out and almost like being born in Starfleet Academy, the beginning of a new chapter of their lives, and it's kind of a new chapter of my life too, as the captain. So I just thought that was so provocative, and I thought the scripts were just beautiful. So yeah.
For the 15 years that he is alone, surviving on his own in the big galaxy out there, he has no need to rely on anyone else except for himself. And so when he confronts the reality of needing other people in his life and needing to have more of an open heart to growth and to allowing people in so that things can progress, I think it's really difficult for him, and I think that he has a lot of problems with it at the beginning. But the reality of Caleb is that he's savage on the outside, but on the inside, there's just someone who is much like the rest of us, who cares and who has a lot of love and a lot of fear. And I think the growth of that is what was intriguing for me, and what you should know about Caleb is that he's a human being.
And then we have Carice as Sam. Hi, Carice. How's it going? Talk to me a little bit about Carice being the first of her kind to join Starfleet Academy, and how that POV informs the show a little bit. Oh, you're still. Oh my God. Carice was the one that was screaming the most during the footage, by the way.
You'll get used to it. I cry a lot. You'll get used to it.
You're not. So talk to me a little. Okay, you're emotional. First, let's revel in this moment. What's it like for you to be here? Come on, congratulations.
Oh man.
We're not flying by this big moment. Come on.
I'm gonna keep crying. I'm so sorry. What it means to be here is it's really crazy, because I feel like, especially right now, we're in such a really dark time in the world. And to see, I know Star Trek has always been like a beacon of hope, but to see the younger generation also be bought into that, I feel like we're also like the darkest generation ever. And it's kind of fun to be dark sometimes in a little bit of a sadistic way. But like, we really do need a beacon of hope these days. And so just to be here, embraced in such a family, with you guys, it's an honor that goes, I feel like that just transcends, at least the English language. There might be like a word in Spanish for it, but like, I don't really know Spanish. But like, it's just an honor. It's a real honor.
Well, you are now and forever a part of Star Trek, so congratulations. This is amazing. George, let's talk. Darren appears to be a fairly confident cadet. Tell us a little bit more about...
I just want to say quickly, this is such like a full circle moment for me. I watched your podcast with Jodie Comer 2 years ago. Was it 2 years? A year ago? I was watching that and I was like, oh, this guy's so... The questions, the way you hold this industry up is like phenomenal. And stand sitting on this stage with you is unbelievable, dude. So thank you so much for your work. It's incredible.
Yes, guys.
As for Darren is he is defined by competition and achievement. He finds his value in gaining and doing instead of being, right? And that's such an exciting thing to play. For me, I find so many parallels in my life where I feel valued when I'm doing, or when I'm doing something like this, where actually you are so valuable just by being, right? As for conflict with Darren, because he is so driven to prove himself, these other cadets are an instrument in proving himself and his reputation. They're there sadly to be used by Durham. Durham is there to run them over, to prove a point. And that's a really fucking scary thing to do, man. Take up the room. What? Why? And it's just been so exciting to play. Just taking up the room, being big, being loud, being like a little bit aggressive. It was exciting, dude. So exciting.
Congratulations, man. Very cool. Kareem, Jaden is in a long line of amazing actors who have played Klingons. Talk to me a little bit about, I don't know, did you connect with any previous actors? The prosthetics? Give us a little sense of what it's like to play a Klingon in Trek.
Yeah, so I have never ever been in prosthetics ever for a role. I had no idea what to expect. But going into it, I quickly realized that it is a bit of a challenge. Yeah, it's a lot going on. You're getting all this stuff glued to your face, and you know, the wig, the hair, the makeup, the suit. There's a lot going on there, but I have a world of people who have come and help make this experience seamless. The prosthetics team, Bella and I are both in that prosthetics trailer every single morning. We have
4 hours earlier.
4 5 hours.
A 2:30 call you have sometimes?
Yeah, we have Brandy, Michael,
Shauna,
Nicola, and Lori, who some of those people in that trailer are any award-winning like artists, are, you know, or have been nominated or shortlisted in some way. So they're really the most talented people in the world. In the beginning, it took about 5 hours every single day to get ready. And I had over 100 applications of the makeup, but they've cut that time in half, which is really helpful. Yeah, I also got the chance to chat with Michael Dorn, which is really awesome. Alex set up a FaceTime with him before I went into the makeup for the first time. So it was really dope to be able to like talk to the Klingon and then go and become a Klingon for the first time. That was really dope. I also talked to Doug Jones on the phone halfway through the season, because I was just like, man, this is hard. Like, I need help. So I got on the phone with him and he gave like so much great advice about being a prosthetics actor, how to really, you know, successfully get through the day and how to manage everything. So I take his words with me into work every single day. Also we get to work with Bob. Bob is a mentor to all of us. Like, he really just wants us all to succeed and do well, and so talking to him every day has also made this experience pretty seamless. Everybody together has helped create the sickest Klingon that y'all, like, I love this character so much, and I think you guys are really gonna fall in love with him. He's really different, but he's really cool.
Amazing. Congrats, man. Bella, hi Bella. Good to see you. Talk to me a little bit about Genesis. Genesis wants to be a captain, doesn't she?
Yeah, Genesis is a young woman with goals that she desperately needs to achieve. It's kind of what drives her into joining Starfleet Academy. She's the daughter of a Starfleet admiral, so she's used to that kind of life, and she kind of is comfortable with pressure and expectations, and we kind of get to see her go through the journey of figuring out life and realizing that you can't meet perfection because perfect is not real, and so we kind of get to see her go through this beautiful arc, and it's really special to me to get to play a female character that is so dynamic. I tell Alex and Noga all the time how freaking lucky I feel because she's a leader and she's strong and she's smart and she's also empathetic and caring and soft and vulnerable, and it feels so good to be able to bring a female character to life that is more than just one thing, because everybody's more than just one thing, especially as a woman with, you know, thank you. you know, certain expectations placed on us. And I love Genesis, and she's gonna be living in my heart for the rest of my life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats again. All right. Zoe, let's talk.
Hi.
Hi. So you're a Betazoid.
I am a Betazoid.
So how does that impact, being a Betazoid in this mix, how does that impact your relationships with the rest of the folks at the Academy?
Yes. First of all, I just want to say hi. This is my first Comic-Con. I'm really excited to be here. I'm not gonna lie, my heart is racing, and out the back before we walked on, I was like, am I gonna be sick? But I wasn't, so that's good. Yeah, I played Tarima Sadal, who is a Betazoid, an empath. And it's been the biggest privilege and gift to be able to play Tarima, because I feel so like her. Like when I got the script in the first place, even just the audition sides, I felt like I was looking into a mirror, like reading the script. I couldn't believe it. She wears her heart on her sleeve. Like she cannot help it, you know, even to her detriment, if you will. And it's been amazing to lean into that. She feels things very deeply as a Betazoid, and I think that there's a lot of power that can come with that, but she's also terrified of that power. And we see her navigate that in this series. I forgot the second part of the question that was like...
You're good. We're just teasing them today. And I do want to introduce, before we run, because we're running low on time, I feel like I'm missing one cast member on the panel. Who could it be?
I wonder who that is.
Guys, Paul Giamatti is part of Star Trek. And we're out of time, sorry. No, we kind of are, to be honest. But quickly, Paul.
Yes.
I mean, did you manifest this? You're a real deal fan, right?
I am a real deal fan. Like Holly, since about 7, 8 years old, I'd watch it with my father. So I grew up with it. All the iterations of it. I love it. So I had always been sort of saying it to people, gosh, I wish I could be on Star Trek someday. And then it actually happened. And then I was saying, gosh, I wish I could play a Klingon. And then it sort of happened. I sort of play
adjacent.
I play a Klingon. I play half Klingon, half Tellarite.
Right.
And the Tellarites are these really, really, really aggressive, disputatious pig people. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm all over that. So I get to play up. I'm a bad guy. It's fantastic. There's a great tradition of bad guys. I get to do it. So I'm happy as a pig in shit.
We are happy too. We are almost out of time, and look, this is an amazing stacked cast, but there's actually something else that we can announce, right? Casting-wise? Who's gonna have the honors?
Well, in high school, did anybody have like morning announcements? Yeah. Right? So there's always the voice that would come over. So we were like, who's the perfect person to be our morning announcer? And well, we should just have him tell you who he is.
Oh my God.
Folks, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person today, but I'm a perfectionist. I just didn't have enough bunting for my Mugato cosplay. However, nothing could stop me from sharing this exciting news. I am honored to announce that my beautiful voice will be joining Star Trek Starfleet Academy as the digital dean of students, where I'll get to announce things like, attention, Ensign Krebs, your Talaxian furfly has exited the replicator and is now mating with itself. Please report to Science Lab 1 immediately. Children are watching. It's an actual line. I'm thrilled to join this universe that I've loved for so long, and unlike my on-camera castmates, I'm thrilled to join it without having to spend 4 hours in hair and makeup every day. I'll see you when Starfleet Academy premieres. Until then, enjoy the con.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. I appreciate your compliment. You're so sweet. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna bucket.
Can I get a footy?
Of course, come on.
Okay, great. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, can I get a footy? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we're having a good time. Thank you. I love your outfit. You look awesome. I love yours too, boo. You look great. I love the Yeah. I love it. What was that? Oh, thank you so much.